What I'm going to talk about today is about what we are doing at the National Accreditation Board for Education and Training in the area of school education. At the outset, I'd like to inform you a little bit about the Quality Council of India. It's the apex body in the country to promote quality and create an accreditation structure. Now, it was established at the time when globalization started in the world. And I suppose at that time, you also needed a common language across the globe. And at that time, I think English was supposed to be the common language for global education in terms of commerce, trade, and other things in between the countries. So I'll just give you a brief outline of what my presentation is going to be. It's first of all the need for quality assurance in our school, the intent of the NABET accreditation standard for quality school governance. And NABET has actually come out with a standard in 2008 based on the recommendation of our then president, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Then I'll share with you the conceptual model of quality school governance. Now, we are coming from primarily the education on the quality process and what quality is all about. Our focus is on that as applicable to any process, whether it is teaching, learning, whether it is school administration, but actually it begins with governance, the top management. Then I'll talk about a little bit of what the quality process is, how we share it with the schools, and then quality education, what is the student outcome that we hope to have in quality. Then we'll give you an overview of the standard that we have, and then what we talk about, what is actually leadership in quality schools as we see it, and what is happening, some examples. Then the assessment for improvement in school systems. Now we are talking about a system as a whole. So it's not, a system as a whole has many aspects. So we have a checklist of about 50 parameters, and they cover up the complete standard. And this whole system is reviewed for performance, both in terms of the processes and the outcomes. Then I'll just flash a sample assessment that we made to give you a better picture of what an assessment of a school is from the point of view of the whole system. And then NABET operations in school, what we are up to now, and what we hope to be 2019. This is the brief outline that I'll share with you. Now, the need for quality assurance in the country, as I said, was felt with the advent of globalization, and the cabinet took a decision to establish Quality Council of India. The National Board of Education and Training is a constitution board of the Quality Council of India. Now, this is what the standard looks at present. It's from 2008. Normally, a standard takes about 8 years to mature, because once it is put in the field and you get reviews and you actually test it out, it takes about 8 years to mature. That has been the general practice. We are now presently reviewing and coming up with a new edition of the standard. It's going to be coming out very soon. Now, the intent is that it aims to develop quality consciousness among stakeholders. That's the first intent. And provide educational services that aim to enhance satisfaction level of all stakeholders, which means the students, the parents, the management, and the community, with a view to provide holistic education and facilitate all-round development of the student. Because that would be really the student outcome would be in terms of that, and the stakeholders' satisfaction would be in terms of the student being the focus. and to provide a basis for assessing and, where required, rating the educational management system. Now, the rating part we have so far, as far as accreditation is concerned, we don't have different levels for accreditation. However, for every parameter, there are levels, as we normally have, to see what is the extent of the performance on that parameter. Then it focuses on establishing systems to enable learning, self-development, and improved performance. It is non-prescriptive. Now, this is very important. It is non-prescriptive. It doesn't say you do this or you do that or you do that. But it is in compliance with the statutory and regulatory bodies. So where the statutory and regulatory requirements are concerned, each school must adhere to it. This is a conceptual model. So there is certain input dimension, a process dimension, and an output dimension of the system. Now, the output dimension is a holistic development of students, which means a capacity for lifelong learning. Now, through this process of schooling, the student should come out with a capacity to be a self-learner. That is the intent. And then there are many processes in every school at all levels, at the governance level, at the administrative level, at the teaching learning process. And in between, the inputs are actually the management quality, the student quality, and the teacher quality. The process is a world-renowned process. It is, you plan, you do, you check, you act, and improve. This is a cycle. And this is what whether this cycle, if you apply to anything that you do at an individual level, and you repeatedly do it, it becomes a habit. And that sets in as a part, becomes second nature. And I think that is what we do in a school curriculum, where we give inputs which are actually seeding ideas and thoughts, and then those thoughts lead to actions, the actions lead to habits, and the habits become character. And that's what we hope to normally do in school education. So it applies to students there, but teachers are also lifelong learners. So we look at teachers as being continuing students throughout life. And that is our approach. And we share it with them whenever we go, just to reinforce, because we ourselves all the time are learning. So that's another thing, that whenever we go to schools, we share and we reinforce this fact. Now, the student outcome is that it becomes a self-learner, confident, well-motivated, with high human values, and possesses a comprehensive range of fundamental transferable skills. I mean, all the curriculum framework that we have and its implementation all leads to this. Be equipped to participate as a citizen of modern democratic society and have the skills, aptitude, and adaptability required to contribute productively in advancing the economy. Because the economy is actually another focus that the Quality Council of India has. Ultimately, that is what matters in this life, the economy of a country. And be enterprising and have a clear regard for sustainability. Now, this school-based curriculum, I think I was just here to flash what are the areas that are taken up in the schools, and how they are assessed. There are established ways where they're assessed. The fact is that in learning, there's a lot of things which happen at the level of the mind, but the inspiration and motivation comes from the soul. And I think that is something that I'd like to reinforce in this August gathering, that we look at that, which we can't measure actually. We can only measure the objective outcomes and the behavior that we expect. So, but as all the teachers here, and all the teachers I have come across, we are really inspired by something more than the technical aspects of transferring skills. Now, here's a very interesting case which I just wanted to share with you. It was in a school where a teacher was trying to look at how to teach fractions to a class of class 5. And the class 5 students, they were scattered. They used to be one upon the other. She also wanted to bring values into the class. So she picked up a YouTube presentation, and there it was that there were 5 crabs who were moving around, and there was an eagle hovering. And then what happened is the crabs all got together for solidarity, and the eagle then couldn't attack the crabs. So she was trying to explain to them the value of solidarity, and also that 5, the fraction 5, 5 different crabs coming together. So it was an innovative way of explaining a simple thing. But in the morning I was talking amongst our panel members, and we were also talking about sharing in the open domain about all practices and what we are doing, so that this collaboration. Unfortunately, what we have done is that we bring competition which is a negative sort of a competition, and that's in the psyche. I mean, that's a big statement. That's a big statement. But the fact is that it does exist. And I think if we move from there and collaborate at the level of the top leadership in all the organizations, we can move together and the country can move faster. Now, this is a very overview, a quick overview of what the standard is. These are the clauses that are there. So there are 3 sections. One is the governance, one is education and support processes, and the third one is performance measurement and improvement. This performance measurement and improvement is on all the elements which are 50 in number, and each one has 6 levels ranging from 0 to 5. And they're established as, with objective evidence, what it is all about. So the whole system is assessed. The role of teachers and the role of management is given here. Teachers treat each activity with a predetermined outcome and create a process and resources and make sure that it happens. Then teachers determine the methods, and these methods change, they will actually fall short, and new innovative methods will naturally come, because no method can sustain itself for long. There's always change. So this is a philosophy which actually we observe in the schools. The role of management is to be role models. And this is something where it does happen, but in many places it doesn't happen. The assessment for improvement for systems of quality, a self-assessment process is there where the school makes a self-assessment for the whole system. And then NABET assesses, they go for on-site assessments, and then the assessments happen. I'll show you a sample assessment of a school to give you an idea. So here's a quick look at what an assessment looks like. I hope it opens out without much delay, because I'm almost a couple of minutes late. So here is how it is designed, the levels. Then these are the parameters. The parameters are 50, and there are clauses of the parameters, and there are levels. So the school does this twice a year, where there's an accreditation coordinator and a team. So they are learning themselves on the whole process. And then at the end, they apply for accreditation, and they are assessed by NABET assessors. So this is how assessment is done on the whole system, and it covers up all aspects of the standard. Now, here is where we are today. We are dealing with 8 boards as of now. All the applications are voluntary basis. There's nothing which is mandated in this system. And then we hope to be working with 24 boards by 2019. So I think that's about all. Thank you very much.